Today we're going to visit RADwood, a celebration of cars from the 80s and 90s.
Coming up, I'm going to consider buying a car that I'd never have time to drive. But first, information explosion.
Oh yeah.
Before you ask, yes, I did ask if we could land our helicopter at RADwood. They said no, so we'll be taking the Bronco instead. Muzio's transform! Huh, all that for a t-shirt and some glasses. Okay then, Muzio's roll out!
This is a 1986 Fiero GT. I picked it up in Las Vegas after hunting for one for about, I don't know, 4 or 5 months. That's something I saw as a kid. You know, I had a little remote control Fiero, and I always wanted one. People don't really know what it is. Sometimes people might think it's a Ferrari. I've had that. People don't realize that it's a mid-engine vehicle, which makes it really good for handling around curves. So this is something I would take down through the canyons, and it's a lot of fun. It's got the 150 horsepower V6 stock engine.
If you have somebody who's walking up and they don't know anything about it, what's the first thing you show them?
Probably the pop-up headlights.
High five. All right.
So right here we've got a 1985 Toyota long bed 4x4 SR5. It's pretty unique to Toyotas because it's the last year of the solid axle and the first year of the fuel injection. And this actually is all original, down to the graphics. The only thing that's aftermarket, obviously, the tires. Back to the Future, the movies, I really loved the DeLorean. And, you know, they're pretty pricey. And I also loved Marty's truck. He had, you know, that 85 Toyota pickup. Going through Craigslist, DeLoreans were always like 30 grand back in the time. I know they're not worth that now. And these trucks are about 3 to 4 grand. And I was like, okay, that's something that at the time a 17, 18-year-old can afford. So I bought one, converted it to a Back to the Future truck, sold it for a good grip of cash, and I'm like, wow, this is pretty nice. So fast forward to like 6 or 7 years later, here I am, you know, huge Toyota collector.
Have you ever taken it to the lake?
Yes, I have. I actually do have a Back to the Future truck.
You
So
do?
yes, I do. I have one of those.
Dazzle me with numbers. What's the horsepower?
Terrible. Let's do that. I think my feet are faster than it. But the good thing is that they go through, you know, they'll last you a lifetime. You can take them off-roading, you can take them crawling, take them to work all in one day. So they're awesome. Even stock, they do great work.
When I was young, they seemed big, and now that I'm looking at it, it seems very small.
Yes, I mean, I'm 6 foot, so on a good day, especially it being a single cab, you can't really recline your seat. So they are very compact. They get about 18 and 19 miles per gallon in general. So, you know, they're just really fun to drive.
And what's the #1 question people ask you about your truck?
How much?
What's the answer?
Not for sale.
Do you have a free hand for a high five?
Let's do it.
Bam! Okay, important question. I've got my white Ospreys. Does this work for the RADwood theme, or should I go with... Which one do you think is better, sweetie?
White.
Okay, white it is. Flying eyes, there's no wrong occasion for great glasses.
It's a 1994 Mitsubishi Bravo. It's imported from Japan. It's a low K-van. All-wheel drive, 660cc engine, all of like 51, maybe 52 on a good day, horsepower. 3-speed auto. Maintenance, like the oil filter, consumables you could buy here, but everything else, Japan, direct Japan. And the great thing is you go on the website, you order, Within a week you have it. It's like a little Lego, you know, it just opens up, you know. The piece de resistance is the reversing alarm, which is just a very polite Japanese lady saying, be careful, vehicles backing up. Usually that's on big delivery trucks in Japan. I just thought it would be super funny to have it on something this tiny.
What are the complications that people don't see about the van?
It's slow. You turn on the air conditioning, you probably lose almost half of the horsepower. It's fun to drive, but when you come home, you're drained. I try to go everywhere. I'm in Burbank, California, so I drive all the way out to San Diego. I've been to NorCal with it. Anywhere I could go where people would appreciate something that they've never seen before, you know?
Up top. Yeah! Okay, we found a quiet place to wrap up. Which vehicle was everybody's favorite? Kiddo, you want to go first?
I like the one that Mommy liked.
Oh, the Nissan Figaro. I came here hoping to find that car.
Was it as cute in person as you would hope?
Yes, it was so cute.
Kiddo, why is that your favorite?
Because it reminds me of you.
Aww, that's very sweet.
Since that's taken, I'll say the Mitsubishi Bravo, the cute little van. It's a similar color to the Figaro, but I wonder if that narrow track and tall profile would make it a good choice for mountain driving.
That might have some implications for handling, but luckily it's so darn underpowered, it'll never get going that fast.
Oh, good.
As for me, I think it's a little bit of a toss-up between the Isuzu V-Cross. I've always thought it was so cool, the concept of a sporty off-roader. I've never driven one, and I feel like if I did, it might ruin how cool I think it is. But either the Isuzu V-Cross or maybe the Isuzu Amigo. I really, really like that open-top 90s SUV thing. But I couldn't afford one back then. These days, the Bronco will have to do.
Poor sweetie.
Aww. I think that was a really successful RADwood. We got to see a lot of cool cars that I had forgotten about, and we got to see some friends as well. If you guys would like to see more videos, not really like this, we review cars usually, plus the occasional helicopter video, then feel free to subscribe. Family, I think we have RADwooded very successfully today. May I have a 5 little one? And a 5 medium sweetie? And you can get your high five.